everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is Danny J. Quick, and this is not the Four Tails podcast. This is not actually the Four Tails podcast. We, as you see, there's no Kyron. So if Kyron was here, then maybe this would be the Four Tails podcast, but it is clearly not because Kyron is not here. But we decided just to get together and talk about X-Men 97 because season 2 concluded a couple weeks ago now, and we all watched it and we all enjoyed talking about it together last time. So let's do that. Everybody, would you introduce yourselves? All of you have been on the Four Tails podcast before, and we know each other. But for anybody who may be watching, Joe, you go first, and then we'll go around from there.
All right. Sorry, I'm letting everybody know that we're live right now, so we can get people.
I am also letting everyone know.
We might. Right now. I mean, we might actually get Kyron in the comments, So, but yeah, my name's Joe Solis. My wife and I run Child's Play Comics. We've been doing that for about 5 years now. Used to own our own little shop here before COVID. So we're just a nerdy couple who's always looking for the next nerdy thing to do. And unfortunately, she does not watch X-Men with me, but she watches just about everything else. So it's okay. I got to take my wins where I can get it. So
right, those are wins for sure. All right, Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan Bethel. I'm the creator, writer, and artist of the comic Long John, which just wrapped up at the beginning of this year after 11 years of working on that thing. I'm also an English professor at my local university, and I'm always up to talk about X-Men, so I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Coming around down to you, Fish.
I am Mr. Fish, fast working man at Indie Comics. I am the creator of books like The Mighty Caw, The Cro-Magnon, Green Zone, Life in the Blocks. And right now I've got Roll for Hero, the Roll for Hero handbook and mini comic live on Kickstarter. Go MrFish.com.
Go MrFish.com. Brother Stokes, your turn.
What's going on? I am Giovanni Stokes. As Danny just said earlier, I've been called the most opinionated man in comics. I am the creator, writer, artist of Heat as well as Strong. And, I know a lot of crap about comics.
A lot of crap. And Mr. Most Epic.
And we cannot hear Mike talk.
Oh, can't hear you, Mike.
Mike is muted.
I'm so enthusiastic, I took out my sound because I'm the most enthusiastic person in comics. And I have come to play around. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm the publisher of Freestyle Comics. I am a streamer with a show called Chat and Draw with 400 episodes. I teach, I make comic books, I eat burritos, and I collect toys.
Yo, we need to get Mike on Streamer University. We need whenever they do the Streamer University thing again, we need to get Mike on there with Chat and Draw. That would be amazing. We need to figure out.
Come hung out at my house because it was like right down the road from me.
Yeah, I don't think they want me. I think I got too much gray for them, man. I think they just want all these young Thundercats.
No, they had Miss I Love Puzzles on there. They had the librarian lady who did puzzles. She was a elderly lady, wasn't she?
All right. Well, I'm here for
I know she was older than you. So
I love the hesitation in your voice. It's this elderly lady. Like you don't want to step on any toes. I like it.
Right. Okay. First of all, X-Men 97. I think we were all in agreement that the first season was very, very good.
100%.
First season of X-Men 97. But there's been some up and downs in the comments in the commentary around season 2. I think they started off strong, but did they end so strong? I don't know. I myself was not happy with the way it ended. What did y'all think?
I think it did start off strong, and I wish DeMayo, whatever how you pronounce his name, I wish he wouldn't shut the fuck up because he just kept talking and talking shit and talking and revealing this and being mysterious and not saying what it is. And it got to the point where Marvel and DC said, all right, fuck you, and we're just gonna erase your whole damn season. Like, you couldn't shut up, man, and just let them use that and put it on your damn resume that you were the guy that wrote season 1 and 2 of X-Men, and then after it posted, talk all your trash. I see why you got fired.
Bro, that's the worst kind of not necessarily the worst kind of coworker, but it's like you got something special and you think that you can't be fired. But everybody has a boss. Everybody has a boss.
Yeah.
Everybody has a boss.
So I'll say, like, I felt like the season was a bit weaker. It felt a little piecemeal, I guess is the word. Whereas like season 1 was just firing on all cylinders throughout the entire thing, right? And what's interesting is when the season was coming to an end, a lot of information started coming out about what Bo DeMayo's original plans were, and it sounds like the beginning of the season was very much what he was planning to do, and then they just kind of did. I'll be nice and say revisions, right? I think I really like the finale, but like some of the middle episodes, I don't know. I felt like it was a little off. But that being said, I feel like the worst X-Men 97 episode is still better than a lot of episodes of other TV shows out there. So it was still
I will agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I will agree with you on that.
Yeah, and I think one other thing that I realized in going back and checking out some of the highlights of season 1 and that we forget is that we were talking earlier a little bit about being stuck at home with COVID. That's when he was like researching all this stuff, like when he was stuck at home too. So he would literally was able to go through the original X-Men cartoon and pull out all kinds of stuff. I mean, remember that little bit about the waitress in the bar or something, being somebody's mother or something. Like he pulled all kinds of stuff for the first season, and you can just see it throughout. And I think even if COVID hadn't happened and maybe this series would have never happened, period. But like, I think that allowed him the time that a lot of writers don't get to really deep dive, because when you look at the amount of like when I was watching a lot of the Easter egg videos for the first season, there's so much, and there is a lot in the second season as well, but just the sheer deep cuts I think were more in season 1.
Yeah, for sure. I think that there were they did some cool things with season 2. I really liked the what was the episode called with Wolverine and he took X-Force, was it X-Force or X-Factor?
Yeah, I have them all up here. Yeah, that was Weapon X Lives and DVDs.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that episode. It it hit like it was kind of a a one-shot episode. Like we got Wolverine's calls back. We got to see him interact with people from his past. It was emotional. The thing between him and Morph, like the disappointment would hurt him, and then what's her name? Lady Deathstrike. That stuff was really well done. In my opinion, but
that's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's the episode that stands out to you. That was my least favorite episode.
Really?
You don't like the homage to the Thing and aliens and
you didn't like that episode?
No, because number one, Wolverine is not teaming up with Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike to lie to them to go get his adamantium. Number two, he ain't even trying really to go get the adamantium. There has to be some serious fucking circumstances happening where Wolverine felt like he needs adamantium. And lying to Morph, his only real dedicated friend, is not what Wolverine does. That's crazy.
Wolverine from the TV show wouldn't do that. Now, okay, Javon, get him, Javon, get him.
I'm gonna just say this as the resident comic book historian. Wolverine been a bitch for a minute.
No, we're not.
And he been a liar for a minute.
We're not going to do that.
Talking about. I'll let you talk, Mike.
I want to finish. I want to finish.
You're never going to be finished, Mike.
We're only 10 minutes in and already off the rails.
We're not
Somebody
going to
throw
go
a
through
chair.
history about how Wolverine got his adamantium back.
We talk about the same Wolverine that been macking on another man's wife. For how many years?
Everybody backs on somebody's wife.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we talking about he wouldn't lie.
Are we
He's
really
such a
not?
good
We
friend.
really. This is the same Wolverine we talking about.
This is absolutely the same Wolverine we're talking about, because the way Wolverine gets his adamantium back in the comic book is one of the most honorable ways that he could have gotten his adamantium back.
You mean when they forced it on him?
They didn't force.
Yes, he did. I got the
Wolverine made a
book.
choice. No, he did. He had a choice, and he made the choice to take the adamantium. You got the book where Apocalypse
The
puts
book,
Sabretooth and Wolverine in a pit, and
they
Wolverine
made him
says,
death.
and Wolverine says, "I better be the one to be Sabretooth because I can break the control. Sabretooth will revel in it." And he beats Sabretooth with bone claws to get the adamantium and ends up breaking the control, like he said, like a true fucking hero. Because Wolverine is a good friend. He just likes to take other people's women. Ain't nobody perfect.
Good friend that likes to
he's a
take
good
other
friend.
people's women.
He's
Okay.
not Cyclops' friend.
Hey,
He's just
hey,
colleague.
listen.
He
That's
thought
crazy.
he was John Stewart. He thought he was John Stewart.
You
He
really
just-
did.
flip
All
all
right,
that.
Nick-
Other
all right,
people-
so, hold on. So,
I noticed everybody
before-
grabbing comic books during all this. Are we supposed to promote our own stuff when it goes off
I
the rails
guess.
or what?
I don't know. Let me grab my
Mine
book.
was too high, so I reached for somebody else's.
Yeah, me too. I should have worn like a referee shirt or something. Today, man.
No, all right. My opinion of the series. I enjoyed the second season. Like, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I enjoyed it from start to finish. I like the riff that they did. I don't know if I'm the only one that caught it, but it was a riff on the Dark Angel saga from X-Force. Like, that's basically what they did. But they just replaced Angel with Gambit.
Yep.
So they kind of took they took him as Death, which was in the book, and then they took Archangel, and then they just kind of mushed it together, which I enjoyed. I liked it.
Yeah.
See,
My
that's
opinion
my
on
thing
it.
with the Wolverine episode is it's essentially like that Wolverine miniseries, like compacted down
Yeah.
into like one episode,
Mhm.
and you getting all the best parts of him fighting with Deathstrike and with Sabretooth and all of that stuff.
Make it red, yeah, all that
And
stuff,
you
yeah.
know, them going on missions and things and all their messed up memories and all that cool stuff. I mean, it was that, and I loved getting to see that, even if it was a short little truncated little version of that, you know, little
I
skit.
also Morph
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to be there too. Let me say that Morph wasn't supposed to be there. He literally said, "Why are you here?" Everybody
Yeah.
kept asking the same damn question.
Because that's what we were asking. Why are you here?
Why are you here?
All that stuff you're saying, Fitch, is great, but I think it was a dumb way to do it. they
He
wanted to
should
do
stay
some cool,
home.
they wanted to do some cool
Yeah.
stuff and put these characters back and have this awesome episode of Wolverine because they couldn't do it the way he actually gets his adamantium, so they just made some shit up and
But
put
it was
people
good
together.
shit.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's all made
But
up,
it
Mike.
wasn't true to the character.
All of it is made
You're
up.
talking to the guy.
Right, isn't that
I'm
what
talking to the guy who
said?
Wolverine got me into comic books, so I
Oh,
will
sure.
not stop
Let
arguing.
me ask y'all this, because I I didn't expect to go to the rails off the rails this soon. I was like waiting 30 minutes.
You
in.
know Wolverine's
You know,
pretend,
but-
right, Mike?
but seriously,
He's my real dad.
out of the out of the 8 episodes, we literally have the first 4 all apocalypse heavy, right?
Yeah.
Then we have the one that y'all are arguing about. Then we have a Polaris episode. Then we have a Colossus episode, and then basically the last 2 are Gambit and Rogue, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, do you feel that you can tell, not even just by cheating and looking at the writers credited, but that it does shift almost to like a different season? Because it's like Apocalypse. I mean, he freaking, spoilers alert, right? But he kills Magneto, you know. And then it's like, oh well, let's go on to this other stuff. Like you're saying, it's a Wolverine thing, it's a Polaris thing, it's a Colossus. And then they're
Well,
like,
they
oh
did
yeah,
that in the
Apocalypse,
first
you got to
season,
come
though.
back.
They
But
did
that's-
it in the first season.
That's true.
But that's
They had a Jubilee episode and then a Storm episode. They bounced. See, I feel like I remember all the criticisms people are having about this season now. Same damn criticism they had from season 1.
I was going to bring that up because that's something we brought
Same
up.
thing.
That's something we brought up when we talked about season 1. That like in some places it felt like really rushed, and that's partly the nature of making a TV show versus
Right.
being a comic, and it has to follow its own rules, right? The question is, I guess, did the choices they made to rush through certain stories, did it work or not? And again, like whether it's true to the comics is one thing, is it a good episode of television is another, right? And I think overall they were successful, but I feel like the one thing that, even though, I think you're absolutely right, that it's following a lot what it did in season 1. I feel like even the one-off episodes in season 1 had a little bit more like emotional impact. Like I was feeling it a bit more. Whereas I feel like there's like the biggest emotional impact of this season was, again, the death of Magneto and Charles really feeling that, and the very end.
Well, I
with
mean,
Gambit.
I felt
like-
that Colossus
Go ahead, I'm
episode.
sorry.
I really did.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like those episodes that had criticism last year, like they still had emotional weight. It still felt like an overall story arc for those 8 episodes, and each piece lined up well, and I could go through all those and still enjoy those episodes. The second half of the season just felt like they tried to mimic what DeMayo made. I apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna call you Mayo from now on because you kept talking and you ruined the rest of the season. And, like I just feel like they tried to mimic what he did, and you can't have somebody come in when somebody is already a good writer who establishes something that works. Because at the end of the day, I feel like as creators, part of our jobs, besides giving good content, is that if you want somebody to enjoy your stuff, they should enjoy it without seeing anything to criticize. Like I should never be pulled out of your comic book. I should never be pulled out of your story because something so blatant that it made me stop and say, "Hey, that's not right."
Right.
Like if you're a good director and writer, you can make me go through that and like, yeah, but it's still good. I still had a good time with it or whatnot.
Yeah, because I
but
purposely
but
didn't.
I would say that
look at
there were instances in the first season that were just like that. That's what this
Oh,
is.
yeah.
This is why I'm not as hard on season 2 as other people are. Like I feel like yes, I could tell there was a shift, but we all knew a shift was coming. So
Yeah, but
I was like, I'm gonna just ride with it. And I feel like again, I like the Wolverine episode. I like the Wolverine episode. I mean, Wolverine was true to character.
He was not.
he was.
And
He was.
and I honestly, I thought the Polaris episode was amazing. It made
Oh,
people
yeah.
fans of Polaris. Like
Yeah.
nobody
Right.
cared about Polaris before that
Right.
episode. Let's just be honest.
And that's one thing I really did like about that's one thing I like about the show, period, is that they are highlighting characters that normally would not get a highlight. Like to get a Jubilee fighting section, like they don't do that. Like they don't spend money on Jubilee ever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's cool. But the one thing, and this is my own fault, the one reason that I really didn't feel, I didn't like the season as much is because I had expectations going in, especially after the second episode, whichever episode they killed Magneto in.
Mhm.
I knew in my brain that they were going for Onslaught. I knew in my brain that they wanted to do Onslaught, and they showed us all the evidence that that's what they were going to do, and it didn't pay off.
That's
That's
what Mayo was going to do. That's what he
Right.
said he was doing. That was his last episode of season 2.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe he shouldn't have sent pictures to certain people, and he.
Hey, I'm not saying to do.
No, man, I'm tired. Listen, I'm tired of
That's
hearing
what he was
him.
going to do.
I'm tired of hearing this dude. Stay off the internet, dude.
I agree with you. I agree with
Could've
you.
got- He should have got 5 seasons,
should've
and
just
we would have
shut
watched
up
all of it.
and
We
stayed
would have
up.
never knew that he was a
No.
trash person.
Stay
You
off
know
the
when you should
internet.
have heard
You
about
can't
the man?
complain about something that you got fired on your day off. Nobody told you to do this stuff. You did it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Like you said, like Mike said, this could have been on your resume if you'd have just been quiet.
He could have been working forever.
Right,
Forever.
somebody else would have hired him, and then he could have been like, "Hey, Marvel really messed up when they let me go because this is
Marvel really tried not to say nothing.
No, they
They
tried. I
did.
think they did try to keep him because they saw how well the season 1 was received. And there's I'm sure there's a lot of trash people that work in Hollywood who do a lot of terrible things.
Well,
And
no,
as long as
they
the
were trying to. It looked like they were, to Marvel's credit
Mhm.
and Marvel and Disney's credit, they looked like they were keeping it under wraps.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they
Like,
were.
They're trying to not fire him
Coming out,
for sure.
Like, and he kept causing more and more questions.
Yeah.
And then when the questions got answered, it didn't put him in a good light.
Right. And honestly, like to Javon's point, that I remember seeing this DeMayo coming out and talking about what his plan was. And actually his plan for season 2, it was driving directly towards Onslaught by the end. But the thing is, like the layout of the season didn't actually sound as interesting because it was more of a serialized story where the entire season was only going to tell one story with no one-offs at all. And that's what I loved about season 1 as well. Like they were able, kind of like what Michael was saying, they're able to weave in the overall story arc, but also have those one-off episodes where we can focus on one character at a time. But from his plans that he was talking about, it was going to be that long, like they're going to be split up between time periods. And Onslaught's going to come up in the middle of it. It didn't really seem like they're going to take any time off in the middle of the season, perhaps, to drop in like those wild episodes or the super funny episodes or something like that. It was going to be just very super serious and focused the entire way through, which to me is not really what I loved about season 1. Even though I can complain and maybe about specific things in specific episodes, season 1 was incredible, and I like ultimately what we got with season 2. My biggest complaint was like, why 9 episodes? I would love to have one more to make it a full 10, but that's not in my pay grade.
Mhm.
Because it's not beneficial for us to get more than the 8 to 10 episodes that they give us because of commercials and shit like that. Because it's not on standardized television; it's all on streaming, and they get what they get for the promotional ads. Sorry.
I got a question for Mike, though. All right. Now, when you get an opportunity like this to retell a story in a different format in animation like this, it's not in the comic books anymore. Don't the writers have the freedom and the opportunity to reinterpret some of these stories and tell them in new ways? Because a lot of these stories are like 30 years old that they're retelling. Some of them go back even further than that. And shouldn't the writers now have the opportunity to get to retell that and not just have to make a faithful recreation of what the person did before them? Because if they have to just redo what was in the comic book before, why are you hiring a writer to do a script anyway? Why not just do that issue?
Fish, that's an excellent question. First off, hats off to you for asking that. That's great. I got 2 answers for you. Answer 1, fuck them. A lot of these writers out here are trying to make their own thing with very popular topics. So first off, I don't care if you change some of the stories and the nuances and things like that, but whether certain people agree with me or not, you gotta keep the spirit of the character the same. Wolverine is an asshole. But when it comes to his friends and people that he considers his family, he's very loyal and protective of them. He's not going to lie to Morph and work with Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike to go get his adamantium back.
Did he lie to Morph?
Yes, he didn't tell them what they were going there for. He said they had old ass files or some bullshit like that, and they're gonna go take them down. And he ran his bitch ass right to the adamantium tube without hesitation. Wolverine that's not Wolverine, and we can argue that till the sun goes down because that bitch ain't falling now. All right, he is what got me into characters. We had just written a story this summer inspired by my love for Wolverine and how loyal he is to the people that are in his house that he considers family and friends. He doesn't do that shit. I don't care what nobody says.
This is the same Wolverine that had a secret kill
Didn't I just say I wasn't arguing this shit?
about it.
Didn't I just say I wasn't arguing this shit?
This is the same
The
Wolverine.
sun is still up.
Arguing, listening, same thing.
I asked the question. I was asking.
I understand, but I told Fish I had 2 answers for him. I had 2 answers.
But I think it's important though. I think it's important that because a lot of these stories we know as comic book people, a lot of these stories would not be seen by general audiences if they weren't made into TV shows or films or things like this. They would not get these stories, and a lot of times I don't think it's possible to adapt one for one the things that happen in the comics.
I'm not asking people. I'm not asking them to adapt
Especially
one for
when
one
they've
in the
already
comic book.
redone some of the history. Like Archangel, they can't do because he's already Archangel. So, they can't undo all that and go back to the beginning.
But that's what you're missing. We're not asking for a one-for-one translation. I'm talking about keep the spirit of the characters. But then there's other stuff like here's a great example. Resident Evil, the new director that's doing Resident Evil. That's a great director. He's making some great ass movies. He is not recreating Resident Evil the way that we know it has. Actually, no director has, and it has failed 19 fucking times. So they haven't even tried to replicate that movie, the movie the way the games are. But this director
got 19 tries. I don't know.
A show on Netflix, several CGI animated movies, 6 live action movies, starring a ballerina who can do splits and kicks. Don't get me started quick.
Can I say something on that? I've actually been thinking about what Fish brought up.
Can I finish the damn thing?
You've been cutting me off since I've been on. So you this is your medicine.
But I'm actually about to agree with you.
No,
This is the top five.
no,
This is the top
I
five.
like. Listen,
This is
I
top
missed this
five.
from Mike. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I missed this from Mike.
I had to give it to you because we were so peaceful last night.
I know it was all quiet.
No, wait. I know what this is. This is the new Four Tails podcast. Them two, right? And you're just
There we
gonna have
go.
us drop
This
out.
is old
This is
school.
Jack
top
Pilot.
five
This is what
five.
it is.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It's called the C4 Tails podcast because it's about to explode.
But
But I was gonna say, like, I feel like the older I get, the less I care about. Oh my
Oh my
goodness!
god!
Whoa,
Whoa.
Whoa. Jeez.
Damn.
Look who's
Always
here.
gonna be late, man.
Oh,
What's
my
up?
goodness.
I'm right. I'm on college people time. I'm actually right on time, so I'm okay.
What?
Wow.
What are we talking about today?
Anyway, I'll go. I'm gonna finish
Talking about
off
Resident Evil.
Kyron interrupted
Lanterns.
Oh, the power has shifted. This is incredible.
No, it really hasn't though.
What is Danny trying to do? Is he trying to fit everybody? What is he doing?
He's
Whatever.
trying to
I'll
find
keep
one to get
talking.
us all
Oh,
along.
goodness.
Hey,
Oh, I
You
have the
can't put
spotlight.
it all on there, Danny. There's
It's not gonna work, man.
I was trying.
All right. And the point I was trying to say is, I think as I get older, I'm less interested in seeing like straight adaptions of comic books.
Yep.
I do think there is room for.
why did you put all the white people on top?
that's what I'm wondering. Why's all the cream rising to the top? Also?
Oh, wait a minute, Kyron. Wait a minute.
Awkward.
Kyrie just-
Hispanic over here, so
I'm done.
we're still representing.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
I got no excuse. I'm sorry.
Stop switching people.
That's fine. Keep switching us.
No,
I
Kyron's like, Joe, you got to go to the kitchen and make us all food. That's what he's telling me now.
definitely feel like you don't have to make an exact one-for-one replication. But in situations like with The Witch, like take The Witcher for example.
Mhm.
The Witcher was put as a TV show because people like The Witcher. That you shouldn't
Game.
take that opportunity as a new writer coming in to try to spin this off to be your own thing. Like that's not what we want. If you want to do iterations and change up things in the story that makes sense with it changes to a different media for it, that's perfectly fine. But don't use this as your spinoff to be DJ Sir write a lot and change up a bunch of shit because you really don't want to write The Witcher. You want to
But
write
so
something
many
else in
properties have been doing that for years, and they've added to the lore of these characters. Like,
Not all
like
the
think
time.
about Superman the movie. Think about Superman the movie. Think about how much in Superman the movie, the original, is now like sacred to us as comic book read. Like the crystals, all the Kryptonian crystals, that wasn't in the comic books.
I feel like you don't hear me when I say not
No, I
everything.
get what you're saying, but like there's
Like, 'cause I'm talking about a specific situation, and you keep bringing up, well, what about this one? Because like this looks good. I'm not. It doesn't work.
you
every
bring in
time, and
specific
sometimes it don't.
situations, Mike. What are you talking about?
No, I'm
guys,
talking about
guys, come on.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm
Kyron,
saying
you
there's
under
room.
control, man. What's going on?
I'm saying there's room to add to the lore. Like
Danny, I have no idea what the topic is we're talking about.
And that is very true. What I'm saying is you can add to the lore, but don't write for Witcher or Superman if that's not the show you want to write for. There's a difference between somebody writing for something and making modifications for it that stays in the realm of that world versus you trying to make it your own fucking idea.
Can you give me an example? I mean,
I just gave you 3 examples.
wait, time out. I was asking.
I think that's a pretty extreme take on Wolverine, though. I mean, that's a small thing. That issue with Morph is rather small compared to, say, changing Wolverine altogether and making him a ballet instructor from France. That
I mean,
Has
when
pepper
I was
in
reading
it.
the
Show me
comics,
more,
I
Fish.
was more aggravated about the bone claws than what happened in this episode. You know?
Yeah.
So that's a great point. I actually like what they did with the Bone Claw because in the comic books they made the Bone Claw so detrimental to Wolverine that he would just get his ass kicked all the time, and he needed his adamantium to be that character. But in the show, they fixed that lickety split when he stabbed one of the things and his bones broke, and they immediately grew back. Like he
It
was
was so cool. Yeah, it was so cool.
Was anybody else annoyed that was such an afterthought, the bone claws thing? Like I truly had an issue that they didn't expand upon that more.
I just
it's
thought we
alright.
did get Feral Wolverine where he loses his nose and shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
that whole ripping out the adamantium was such a major milestone, and not just Wolverine, but just the X-Men comics with Magneto. And then at season 2 rolls around, I was like, we're not even going to address that at all.
Yeah, 9
Yeah, it
episodes,
feels
Josh.
rushed.
That's
They
the
get
thing.
9 episodes.
And in one episode, they erased the entire thing with him going to Canada.
Well, I mean, at some point, it's going to be rectified in one episode.
I get that.
Well,
I
that's
just-
the thing.
That's
That's
how-
also
that's how
it-
these things
this
happen.
is the playground we're playing in, and it has
Right.
certain rules, and you have to work. You got to get it to fit in that, and sometimes you got to do stuff that you're not super happy about to get to the end product that you want. So, like, to get all of those issues of Wolverine compressed into one episode. If he does one thing that's slightly out of character, I don't mind so much if I get to see all of that cool action together.
It's out of character. The
No, we can't do this again.
well, actually, that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get stuck on one episode. And I really thought it was going to be the last 2 episodes that were going to hang us up, not this one.
Can I will say one. I have one big gripe about this season.
Only one?
Only one.
Okay.
No. My biggest gripe with the season was X Factor. I had an issue. So
The composition of the team, or
No, that team is amazing. Don't talk about the composition of that team.
No,
That team is fantastic.
I'm a fan of that team because I have the whole run. I got it
There you
over
go.
there. So
Yes.
I do have an issue, and I get why they use them in this, which is why I'm gonna give them a little grace. But it kind of falls in line. You know, Mike might yell at me about this because
Because he will.
it's the way he has an issue that he has an issue with how we address the Wolverine thing. I have an issue with like X Factor, like rounding up kids and like putting them in cages.
No, I agree with you. That was stupid.
Okay.
Well, no.
Oh,
So
how
that's
about
actually one of the things I loved about the season was they created this really interesting juxtaposition between like what's the X-Men about,
Right.
what is X-Force about,
right.
and what is X Factor about. And so yeah, and also speaking to kind of what you're talking about with how few episodes they had to tell that story, I think they had to push each team
Yeah.
to its extreme a bit, right?
Right.
So X Factor
Yeah.
had to be kind of really government shills in the way that the government has been acting in modern times, and X Force had to be super, militaristic and
Right.
rebellious, and then the X-Men went super corporate, seemingly out of nowhere, but that's okay. But
was that
yeah, I
was
think-
that was that accurate to what the actual? Because I've never read an X Factor comic before, so
They
is
were
it-
government
Larry Silverman on the
shills.
show.
Yeah.
You had Larry
But
Silverman
not-
on this show.
But not
They
like
were
that.
government
Though.
chills. They weren't that though.
Yeah, they
They
weren't.
weren't-
that.
They were
Right.
serious issue with rounding up kids.
Yeah.
Rounding
I
up
think that was
children.
too much of modern story, too much of modern news getting
Yeah.
filtered into the storytelling.
Well, it was also, I think it's similar to maybe the original X Factor, because remember originally they were like undercover superheroes.
Yeah.
They were
Yes.
a government team who were
Right.
meant to sort of monitor and monitor mutants ultimately. And
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. I hadn't read that early stuff because I whatever reason, right?
'Cause you
And
hate comics.
No,
It's
you're
okay.
right. You're
Right.
right. Yeah. It was the original 5, and they were mutant hunters.
right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. But
I think
they
yeah.
yeah. But it would have been nice if and I hate doing this, but whatever. It would have been nice if maybe like Havoc was in on letting
Yeah.
the kids go. I would have been like, I would have forgiven everything.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, okay, that makes sense. Like, but that did ring true, but again, 9 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think maybe they'll use? So I see the MCU is ramping up, to get to the X-Men. Do you think that they might bring in X Factor in the MCU? Do you think that since they're, you don't think so, Kyra?
Not anytime soon.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about maybe 3 or 4 X-Men movies down the line before they get to an X Factor. I think they'd get to X Force before X Factor, just because how.
Let me-
Have you seen Deadpool 2? They
Yeah.
got X-Force stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. No, I
Yeah,
mean
we're
because of the mutant hunting thing. If they're mutant hunters, then it would make sense, especially with
Yeah.
where they're starting with Jean Grey and all that stuff. It might make sense to have, But anyway, I don't know, man. I didn't think it was terrible. I was just let down that we didn't get Onslaught, and the first few episodes were so good
Yeah.
that the later episodes with the I didn't like them forcing the Gambit and Rogue. It felt forced in the end, the Gambit and Rogue sacrifice, and then why did Nightcrawler have to go like that? I didn't.
Hey, you know why Nightcrawler had to go?
Wait, and I know why.
Everybody.
Nope, it's because they didn't have Thunderstrike to sacrifice. That's the only reason why.
Not no.
That's such a nerd joke, man.
They had to put Nightcrawler away because they just revealed Nightcrawler can whoop the entire X-Men squad.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said it, Mike, because I was gonna say, not since the days of Samuel L. Jackson and Pulp Fiction have I seen somebody kick so much ass while quoting the Bible.
My man said a prayer and let loose.
Mm-hmm.
He put
I like
foot
it,
to face to a lot of people in a short amount of time.
I just want to Jesus, take these hands.
Yeah, I just want to correct Skyrim. It's Thunderbird, not Thunderstrike.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Thunderbird. You're right.
See, I don't know.
He
man.
ruined the joke. No, I'm just playing.
He really.
I
Still
did
a good damn joke though.
I
I
always
did
love
like X-Force though. X-Force I love.
It was cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I really do like X-Force. Jubilee.
they got their own intro. That was so awesome.
That was I love that so much. It was perfect. I thought that was great.
Real quick, have y'all seen this meme where it shows Nightcrawler? It says, "If beat that ass and hide the Bible of God's watching was a person, it shows Nightcrawler."
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I didn't know if you were going to ask our favorites, but the X-Force one is my favorite because as soon as I realized they were redoing the intro with them, I was like, that is so beautiful. Like, that was so awesome. That was like another cheering moment.
Yeah.
The same way I felt in season 1 when I was like realizing that they just recreated the original intro. But then, yeah, this one was definitely more epic because obviously we had the Ace of Base song in the first season. And then Jubilee gets Farouk Assault here. And I'm like, okay, this has got to be a thing now. Every season, somebody's got to dance or have a scene to some sort of 90s music.
Yeah.
And I was listening to that song. I still listen to that song on my playlist now. Haven't heard that song in like 20 years.
I love it.
One thing I enjoyed at least about this season was they did allow Jubilee to grow.
Yeah.
Whereas Jubilee in the first incarnation of X-Men 97 was an afterthought. She's just Wolverine's sidekick, but especially that one episode with her versus X Factor, she allowed to actually show what she could do besides just make sparklers. She was able to utilize those, throw that boomerang thing, whatever she was doing. It was innovative in how they displayed. Yes, I'm not trying to get trademarked on this, okay? All right. We're already probably gonna get demonetized for just saying X-Men so much, but damn it. But no, just her Shuriken thing. That was actually cool that they allowed her to actually be a focal point of a storyline instead of just an afterthought.
I mean, they gave her some episodes in the first season with the Coliseum.
Yeah, but they continued that
growth. The Mojo one, yeah.
And made
but she got to grow, which she never got to on the original series.
Yeah.
My second MVP for the season was Bishop.
Yeah.
Bishop was like king of common sense.
Bishop was gonna whip Magneto's ass.
Don't put these doggone things on and get your monkey ass in damn time table. I will whoop you. Like, I loved it. Bishop said what we're all thinking.
Magneto and Professor X were so great to me. When Charles was on that ground and said, "How smart your mother was."
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "Don't be petty, Charles."
Wait, Mike, did you see how somebody was like, they couldn't believe that Professor X would say that, and then they like had a clip from like the first episode where like he made Magneto relive
the Holocaust,
the Holocaust,
the whole thing.
They were like, he could have shut his brain down. They're like, nah, bro, you gonna go through
this trauma.
I did not see that, but that's great.
It's that old clip of Kitty Pryde saying Professor X is a jerk, and somebody took that to heart. Like,
he is.
And they've written modern Professor X.
Does anybody else feel that like all the X-Men really had a moment on the show and like showed like they got a power up moment at some point and came through, but Charles Xavier's bitch ass still did the scream from the first 97 season, like he still was worthless.
Oh,
Hey man, he had that badass moment with his chair, had all those hidden weapons and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I gotta give you that. He suddenly had the
He did do
Batmobile
that.
chair. That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
Yeah,
That's great because
that's totally a Fish Lee creation. I could totally see you. Doing it.
there were people online after that episode came out posting the Professor X chair. I got him back there on the X-Men board. But like they posted, like, oh, now we know what all these weapons are for.
right? The original
Because
toy.
the chair never came with weapons before.
I do want to know because this season's kind of like where I stopped reading in the comics, so I never got to any of the Gambit and as Death stuff.
Right.
How, again, I know they're adapting, but like how close is to what happened here, as far as like this Gamba apocalypse thing, whatever they call him? Like, did that happen in the comics? Did I miss that?
I think so.
No,
I'll turn to the historian here.
it's. I think, like I said earlier, they smushed two storylines together. It looked
Yeah.
like the Gambit is Death, and then Dark Angel. There's an X-Force run where Archangel basically becomes Apocalypse.
Right.
They kind
did,
of pushed
yeah.
the two together. Because
They certainly
basically,
did.
what happened with Rogue is what happened with Psylocke, too, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that because I had more time in the comics, it was more you were able to accept it? Because like for me, just in the way it was presented here, that was my main thing. I was just like, I'm not following this. And maybe it's because you guys, like you said, I was waiting for Onslaught. That could be part of it too. That I was waiting, and I'm like, wait, we're on the last episode. Like, when is this gonna? Is it gonna be teased at the last, credit scene? Nope.
That's interesting.
So
yeah.
I think that's why it threw me off more because I was expecting that, and then, like I said, I didn't know that particular thing from the comics.
Yeah, Gambit does become like you said, like a horseman of death,
Yeah.
and he does get pretty powerful because of that external stuff that's inside of him as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But he didn't become Apocalypse or the body for Apocalypse.
Yeah. I think
But
you
after he did that stuff and became Apocalypse Horseman and got the power level he got, he was rated on Omega level. He was rated on Omega level mutant after that.
I think that's why I'm mad that they rushed it, because they could have done those storylines separately. Like if they weren't so pressed to get Gambit and what's her name, Rogue together. If they weren't so pressed to just put them back together, they could have gave Archangel and Psylocke their storylines. They could have done that, and I would have accepted it better, because it just didn't seem right. Like having, and I didn't even know about those storylines. It just the story didn't make sense to me to have Apocalypse inside of Gambit, and he just killed him all of a sudden. We know that Apocalypse is immortal, and then he just shows up with we just see the skeleton, and apparently Gambit was able to kill him. And I'm like, that didn't make any sense to me. So the rest of it just lost me. So I don't know. It just didn't hold me together, which is why I think the Weapon X episode, Weapon X Lives and DVDs was my favorite episode.
Mike, thank you for reminding me this. I feel like we need another designation above Omega level. Because Storm is out here pulling solar flares.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Solar flares!
Iron, you're going to manifest Malachi.
That's fine.
He's got words for you.
We need a higher designation outside of Omega if she's doing this as canon.
Yeah, I think he's saying he's more powerful than an Omega level mutant.
Yes.
She was doing crazy things, and I love that she was getting that attention. I love that she was getting those props or whatnot. But yeah, I do kind of agree.
I mean, we can just use the timeshare designations. What is it? Gold, diamond, premium. Which timeshare are you buying? Which mutant are you?
I just when mutant powers had like dudes pass out. People used to pass out,
right?
They had to do like a big thing, and then they would just pass out because it was too much. It was too big. Now it's just too. It's too.
Well, that's good. That's how we got the Jean Grey. Every time she would do her power,
they ain't got to faint like that.
But, dude, the silent props or the low key props that Cable gave to his parents. lady called in and she was like, "You haven't handled this yet?" He's like, "Have you met my parents?"
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. He was like, they're legit. Like these aren't pushovers. He can't just beat Jean and Cyclops, bro.
Yeah.
Like working together they were. I thought that was so dope. That was a great way to acknowledge how great they were. But at the same time, say that Cable's dope too because he's holding his own against both of them.
I did like seeing that though. I did like seeing them versus each other.
That speaks to what Giovanni was talking about, because it's something we talked about when we talked about season 1, right? Who are the MVPs for you specifically for the season? And like, I feel like there weren't many standout episodes or moments this season, and I think it's also why I didn't mind the ending too much, because the whole Gambit Rogue thing felt like the payoff for what was the emotional capstone of season 1. It felt like a through line, and I was totally kind of like, I was moved by the ending, honestly. I thought it was really well done, the way that those characters, I mean, it sucks for Nightcrawler, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And, but like, I think
Nightcrawler will return in Avengers Doomsday.
He will, actually.
He will, though.
He literally will.
But I think if you're going to pick MVPs and like who are characters that were given those standout moments, it does kind of come down to those first 4 episodes, right? I would definitely say like Cable and sort of the development they gave him is one. And honestly, like Apocalypse got a lot of depth
He
that
did.
I found
I
really interesting. Yeah.
I really I just always accepted Apocalypse as the big bad for the X-Men. Like, he's Thanos. I don't.
Yeah. Right.
I don't need a background. I don't need to know his story. He's just big, bad, and powerful, and he's always going to challenge the X-Men. I'm good with that. But his story was good. I love the insight that they gave us into his past, and I really liked. I'm a big fans of. For some reason, they always do them right, no matter what. Professor X and Magneto, the kind of discourse they had about trying to change Apocalypse, and Magneto's like, "It's Apocalypse, Charles. What are we gonna do here? All right, anything we can get him to change from would be better than what he becomes, and we're here for a reason." Like,
right.
I really did enjoy that. So like, the season still is entertaining. The season still had good stuff. It's just for me, it just was not as strong a reason as that first one.
I think my problem, and I always look through the prism of what I grew up watching.
Yep.
So everything I judge against what I had to endure before. So this season is like a bajillion times better than any season of X-Men, the original series.
Yep.
No one's not saying that.
But that's what I'm saying. So like,
17-year-old
so when
Javon
people,
must be really happy with the internet nowadays.
listen, man. What'd you say?
I said 17-year-old Javon must be really happy with the internet now.
Oh, that's absolutely. But I mean, like, this is why I don't overly criticize like certain things, like, you know, when people overly criticize like Lanterns or overly criticize, you know, Spider-Man.
Did you say you don't overly criticize things? Is that what you?
I just enjoy those. No,
I think we're gonna do
I'm out. Danny, you rarely
We talked
hear
for
me
5
complain.
years about T'Challa being recast, bro. What are you
That's a
talking
big
about?
difference. That's a big damn difference.
Okay, all right.
Compared to all the Black Panther movies he had as a kid.
Okay.
Yes, I got one movie. They gave me one T'Challa movie. I needed more.
Dude.
I didn't need.
All right. Before we go, I do want to know what do y'all think about I was also disappointed with the way that they ended the season. I don't think Mystique is a big enough draw, like a big enough hook in a post credits to be like, oh, I gotta see what's happening in season 3. You know, we've seen Mystique in the show. Mystique is cool. You know, I think that Mystique can do some really cool stuff, you know, but the Brotherhood of Mutants and Mystique is not really.
Yeah, she's not the
know.
Apocalypse in credit scene from season 1. Yeah.
So what do you think about how they ended the season with that, and then what are you looking forward to in season 3? Kyron, start with you.
All right. I think they're going to be highlighting Mystique to continue that connection between her and Rogue and Nightcrawler. If you look at that, that was the main focus of this season was Nightcrawler and Rogue, their connection. They talked about their family connection multiple times. You had
Nightcrawler dead now.
Did that not seem to come out
So
of
was
left
Gambit,
field
bro.
to anybody else?
Yeah.
what?
him going into great detail about how much they love each other, blah blah blah, seemed kind of just out of nowhere to me. I might be forgetting something from earlier episodes, but I don't remember it ever being that big of a deal between them until all of a sudden they needed to set up that it was. It just felt a little, here we're putting it on a plate so that you'll know it matters later kind of thing.
It was originally set up back in the original series that they care for each other, their family connections, things like that. So I think they're just adding on from that.
I may be forgetting it.
But I do think, to your point, they probably were forcing it to build that up a little bit more because it was something they had to readdress. So that's where I think that's going. They're going to go and focus on that. We all know Nightcrawler is going to come back.
As Death and the Horsemen of Apocalypse.
Probably, or they'll somehow bring back Magic to bring him back up from hell. We know that's going to happen.
Why is Nightcrawler in hell?
Oh, there's a great.
He's a damn demon. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
The man of God.
Actually, can I chime in? I think the Mystique, Nightcrawler dying and Mystique, I think they might. I would be shocked if they don't do Krakoa next season.
Oh, interesting.
Introducing X-Core, all that stuff. That's the easiest way to bring back Nightcrawler.
But interesting.
The immortal mutant thing, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And Magneto.
Hey, Magneto went out.
That's a more recent thing though, right? The Krakoa and the mutant thing, that's more recent, right?
And they can bring back Garrison Kane, who died in that Weapon X episode.
They could bring back Maverick, who died.
Was that a Deadpool 2 reference? I felt like it was a Deadpool 2 reference where he just died, boom, like real quick.
No, I'm glad
he really
Stokes
did
brought
die,
that up.
like, and no one cared. They're like, oh,
I mean, it's Kane. No one cares about him.
No one cares about Kane in the comics anyway.
They can bring back Darwin.
Kyron, you're about to summon Rob Liefeld, man. Come on.
We don't need that right now.
Please don't do
that.
Fish,
I'll just ask him to draw some feet. He'll go away. It's cool.
I don't remember what we're asking at this point.
The end of the season, and what are you looking forward to in next season?
As far as Mystique, like, there have been times that like other shows and stuff have used Mystique or the movies and made her a really interesting, captivating character. I don't think the animated series, this one has made her as interesting. I hope they do cool stuff with it, but kind of to Javon's point, like, there are episodes out of this season that aren't the best in the world, that didn't like grab me as much as other episodes have in the past. But still, being able to have new episodes of this series this far after the original and being able to enjoy this much like superhero shows and movies and stuff, I'm not going to knock it when some of them aren't quite as exciting as I want them to be. So I'm going to be looking forward to the next season. Even if I end up scrolling my phone once or twice on a couple episodes, I'm still looking forward to it.
I'm down with it. I like that. Dan, what about you?
I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I was similar to you. Like, I saw Mystique and I'm like, oh, really? That's where we're going? But I think it's a matter of scale, right? They went bigger with season 2 because Apocalypse was Apocalypse. Like, and kind of like we've seen this with like the Avengers. It's like, you can't keep getting, you can get too big before you just kind of run out of space, right? So maybe coming back to, like, for lack of a better word, more like sort of street level kind of battle with opposing ideas might be a good choice, especially with like modern politics, right? I think it could be an interesting examination of dissent and of, you know, rebellion. It could be interesting, especially as you brought up with the connection with Rogue and Nightcrawler. I'm kind of looking forward to that. What's interesting, though, I think, and not to get too off topic here, is like what we're all talking about in terms of strengths and weaknesses is that 9 episodes is not enough. And I look back to the original series, and those seasons were 13 episodes, 19 episodes, 21 episodes. I'm usually a person that's all for short seasons, but this might be the one case where I'm like, bring X-Men 97 to 24 episodes. Like, I would love. They obviously have the writers. They have the passion for it.
They've got the material to pull from.
100%. Right.
There's so much material.
But with that all being said, I am still, with our praise and critique of the season, I am really looking forward to season 3. Just because one, it's I think it's the first full season without Bo DeMeo, right? And like, I'm really interested to see where this group of writers, because like we can talk about Bo DeMeo and how crucial he was, but even in season 1, most, if not all, the writers of season 2 were working and writing on season 1 as well. So like we can't count out their contribution or their talent. And so like in a sense, I'm willing to trust them to take it forward. This is clearly a season of transition and trying to figure out what their footing is without that guiding creative force. Hopefully they find even more solid ground to keep making great X-Men content. And I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah, well, I just saw a tweet that they hired Mo DeMeo, who is Bo DeMeo's twin brother.
He's got a mustache or something.
He's got a mustache.
He has a
He
has a spectacle.
People say that all the time, that it looked like Bo DeMeo. No.
They tell me all the time.
It's
So
a common last name.
Maybe we'll see. All right, Joe, what are you looking forward to?
Well, Stokes had mentioned it, the Krakoa story, because I always tell people, like, for me, the X-Men are kind of like an ex-girlfriend for me, because I stopped right around the time I told y'all, and so I would always check in with her every now and then, see what's going on, and I never understood. Like, it just got weirder and weirder looking at it from afar. So I have this gap from like new X-Men all the way to Krakoa, and I'm gonna send it to you on the chat. This Scotty Young variant cover of Charles with that big helmet kind of summed up what I thought when I first saw the big helmet. I'm just like, what is going on here? But I am curious to see, because now I am going to be completely, without any reference, and only now will I start to see, like, some of the modern stuff. I've noticed, like, Maximum X-Men's coming. I might actually pick that up. Might be my first X-Men comic in years. But I'm just curious to see how all that's going to be adapted, because as much as I say I'm going to go back and read it someday, I probably won't. So this is probably the only way I'm going to be able to enjoy those stories, is if they're adapted well. Then I can get to see them at least in season 3 and 4. But I guess there is still Onslaught. Yeah.
I ain't got that much time left.
I know Fish got me making indie comics with him and all this stuff. I don't have time for nothing anymore.
Busy all the time.
I will say, I don't know, like, again, mainstream comics, I have no clue what is continuity and what's not, but I know that I read Gail Simone's Uncanny X-Men, the last couple issues, and they're really good. Like, and I
love her run. Her run's incredible. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. The last one that I read, I was like, was she in the writer's room for X-Men 97? What in the world?
Last but not least,
Should have been.
Most epic. What are you looking forward to?
Well, first off, I did just roll my eyes, and I want the audience to know it was not because of what Danny J. Quick said. It was because of what I saw online, and I hate some of you people online. I'm just gonna say it. I really do.
Call them out.
Not doing it in this room. Not just because they just be posting shit. They just be posting shit and just running with it as it is, as it's actual confirmed news.
Yeah.
And having whole discussions over. Ain't nobody confirmed. I'm done. Hey, so X-Men. I'm always going to be excited about X-Men. I love X-Men. Like I said, I did enjoy the second season. I just did not enjoy it as much as I did the first season. Looking forward to what they're going to do. I do agree Mystique wasn't the whole thing to get me like, oh shit, can't wait. But there could be somebody else behind her pulling the strings. There could be something else. It's a fun ass cartoon still, despite whatever my grievances with the second season. Still good time, still great animation. I'm loving the love that other characters are getting. So looking forward to it.
Bring back Polaris. One more question for the comic book people. Bishop's sister, is that a thing from the, like, is that, has he always had a sister?
Sure.
Yeah. Always been in the comics, or is this a new thing that's happening?
No, she's always been in the comics.
Yeah, see, I didn't know.
But when you say always,
well, okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
when they introduced her, yes.
Okay, because like she's
10
in this
years later.
she's in this new run, and I was like, I'd never heard of this character before ever, and I But anyway, all right. Did I get everybody? Did we hit everybody? Kyron,
Yeah.
you got any last words?
I apologize for being late. That's all.
We thought we were gonna have to send somebody after you, because if you would have left us hanging, I would have had to
Late TL
see you
show.
in Sacramento.
I ain't even done that. Dang.
Anything anybody needs to promote before we go?
I do.
Roll for hero.
No. Fish needs to
The Roll
promote
for
something
Hero
that's impossible.
handbook. That's
See,
Damn.
that's why. Y'all see, it wasn't me. It was not me.
Kyron,
Dang,
why'd you do
Danny?
that to Fish?
It was not me. My hands are up here.
Why you do it to fish?
My hands are up here.
Hold on. What screen am I?
Mm.
Oh, hey.
I'm fixing it.
Finally. Anyway, check out the Amazing X-Men run. Literally Amazing X-Men, written by Jason Aaron, drawn by Ed McGuinness. It talks about going into hell to rescue Nightcrawler. Just check it out.
Shouldn't you talk about Long John?
It's done. LongJohnComic.com. Buy some books. I don't give a shit.
Go get the new issue.
Go to GoMrFish.com and check out the Roll for Hero handbook. Dang it. We're at 2368 right now. Go back if there's still time left. I'll see y'all there.
Hey, anyway, so LongJohnComic.com.
Anybody else want to promote anything?
Yeah, I've got a pre-launch.
Anybody want to fight with Kyron to get
I just want to
Jesus, take these
congratulate
hands.
the X-Men creators for their stunningly accurate depiction of Wolverine
Especially Wolverine, yeah.
in all facets.
100%.
At the risk of
Agreed.
Couldn't
At the
be more
risk of
accurate
starting
than
another
Wolverine.
argument, Wolverine is my favorite comic book. Well, my favorite Marvel character, and one of the things that I like about him is that he's conflicted. He's not always nice. He does do some dirty things. He's full of the drama. Wolverine is definitely full of the drama.
I don't
He
know
is a
what
drama
fucking
queen.
comic book y'all. See, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, is
When
there
Javon
a way
said
to,
that shit,
for
'cause
the
I
rest of us
expect
to
that
drop out and just leave most
But
of Pick and
I don't know
Stoke
what
here by
comic book you
themselves?
read where he
See who
fucked
comes
over
out.
eyes with friends.
He lied. There's a whole run of books called X-Force. Literally, it's him lying.
Those aren't his friends. That's a death squad that he was in charge of.
Why do you think they were all mad at him? Because he lied about its
Because
existence.
those aren't his friends. He's not lying. Did you believe?
Beast
He's
isn't
not
his
lying
friend.
no more.
He
Beast
went a lot of
isn't his
Scott.
friend.
Huh?
Beast isn't his friend.
No, Beast ain't his friend.
Nightcrawler wasn't his friend.
Nightcrawler is.
Cyclops.
Nightcrawler was
Cyclops not his
pissed
friend.
when he found out about it.
I'm just
Nightcrawler
saying,
wasn't- That's because and that wasn't Wolverine. That was Cyclops that led.
a good host would cut this off and say, "Hey, we'll come back in another episode to bring that in." But I'm not hosting the show or nothing. But
from the beginning.
You got to
too,
come
though.
on time to host, Kyron. You got to.
Well,
I
yeah.
know that's what I'm
No.
saying. I'm not hosting it.
Based
But
No,
Based
the
on
moment
Kyron's
that you
start
came
time,
in,
we
this
start
became
working
your,
on 30
your
minutes.
show. Anyway. Listen, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all again. Thank y'all for coming to not an episode of Top Four Tales podcast. We
Hey,
will.
Joe's got something he needs to pitch real quick.
Hey, that's
Oh
up,
yeah,
Joe?
I have a pre-launch
a
page.
warning shot, man.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Joe.
it's a
Thanks.
warning shot.
thanks, Fish. Quickly, let me just post it up, and then we all drop out and leave Stokes in.
Yeah, there
Little
we go.
Epic here. Just go. Look at Danny. He's done.
Yeah, Dan's just like, this is why we don't do this show anymore, man.
He's like, I regret calling us together.
Sorry, Javon and I are having our own conversation. Sorry.
Anyways, y'all have a blessed night. Next time we'll get together. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
Lanterns.
are y'all watching Lanterns? Y'all enjoying Lanterns?
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
Lanterns
La, la, la,
watching.
don't say nothing.
Yeah, okay. We'll leave it there. But I got some predictions. I think it's anyway. All right. Y'all have a nice night. Until next time, stay vigilant, my friends. We're out of here.
All right.
Can you hit the button, Kyron? I don't